Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this tricks and techniques video. Today we're going to be looking at inking using a mask. Now the mask I'm going to be using is from Do Crafts and it's one of their self-adhesive stencils. And it's really easy to use and I'm going to show you how and just give you an idea of how we ink using a stencil or mask as some would call it. Now to use this, it comes on an acetate back and you simply peel it away from the acetate back. Now peel it away carefully because some of the cutout sections might just be delicate. So you peel it away from the back. It's very sticky. I'm using the craft mat underneath and it's called the best craft mat ever from Ken Oliver, and I use different craft mats for different things. So I'm going to pop my mask over. You'll have to forgive me because I call it a mask, not a stencil. So I'm popping my mask stroke stencil over the top of my card. Now it's going to self-stick. I've not got it on very straight, but it's going to self-stick to the mat underneath. So it's not going to slip. It's not going anywhere. I'm going to start off and I'm just going to ink it very slightly with gathered twigs. This is a general distressing ink. And I'm going to start in this corner and just ink very lightly, and then I'm going to go to this corner and again ink very lightly. Now we've already looked at how to ink and blend, so we know that we make circular movements with our blending tool. If we were using a brush, we could stencil, so we could tap to get a different effect, like that. It doesn't matter, it just wears out your little blending tools a bit quicker. So we can just stipple it a little, or we can blend. I like to blend. And then in that corner, we're just going to add a little bit of colour as well. Just circular movements. Now I'm going to switch the ink that I'm using and I'm going to go with, I think, a green. And this is an Anna Griffin green from Christmas. No, it's from the summer fall collection, sorry. And just lightly tap my blending tool onto my ink, start off on the mat and gently swirly movements like so, straight up with the green. Now I'm using just random where I'm putting the colour. I haven't planned it. I've not thought, oh, I'm going to add colour there or do this or that. So it's all going to be quite a shock when I take off the mask to see what I've done. And I'm just going to add a little bit there as well. Now if you use two colours or more and you're using colour over colour, don't worry, because it'll blend in. That's why you're using your tool, to be able to blend it. Now I'm going to use another colour because you can use as many as you like, and I'm going to go with a Gumdrop Pink from Anna Griffin. This is quite a bright pink, and this is a new blending tool, so I'm going to dab quite hard to get some colour on it, because as you can see, after a while they take on that colour and they've sucked in the ink. And I'm just going to start at one side and just add some colour in various places. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to be light, you don't have to be heavy. It's completely up to you. You can stipple, you can swirl, anything you like. No rules. Just the easiest way to do it is the blending. Okay, so let's just make this bit darker at this side with pink. And there we go. Don't worry about your mask getting the ink on it, because you're going to clean that. I'll show you how to do that when we're finished. So I think I've got ink just in every hole that the stencil has. So what you do next is you're going to peel this away from whatever you've stuck it on, whether it's scrap paper or your craft mat or anything. And if you haven't got the mat like I've got, what you can do is use masking tape just to stick down your actual paper or card, just to stop it slipping. But it shouldn't slip when you get your mask on it, with it having the adhesive on the back. So peel it away carefully, and I only say carefully because of the little sections that are actually on the stencil, just so they don't tear or rip. Peel it away, and you're left with the most amazing coloured background. Now put your mask to one side, just show you that. So you've got all the blending of the colour, and that looks, I think that looks fab. To say that I didn't really know where we were going to go with that. So the clean up operation, craft mat and a wet wipe. So just clean that, give it a dry. There we go. Stencil. There we go. I'm just going to give that a clean. Pop it back on my mat. Wet wipe again. And you can see how the ink just cleans away from it. Okay, because the water-based ink, and they're not ink to stain. If you used a permanent ink, you might be you might find you're in a bit of a mess. But these aren't permanent inks. So there we go. I'm just going to dry it off with a paper towel. And then that is good to go back on the little acetate sheet it comes on. Pop it back on. And then put it back in its bag to protect it. There we go. And we can go back to what we've created. That will make a fabulous background for a card, and it just shows how easy it is to use a stencil with your crafting. I just hope it's helped a little bit for anybody who's thinking of dipping the toe into stencils or inking and blending. What can they do with the ink that they've already got? Something like that. Do Craft have got a great range of the self-adhesive stencils, and they're a lot easier, I think, to use than the ones that you have to tape down, and it can get a bit messy, and they're just great because they cling and they do some of the hard work for you. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. Tomorrow we're going to get our hands dirty and we're going to use our stencils, stroke masks, with textured paste, and we're going to just look at the different effects you can get using that and how to use it. So stay tuned for another of the 31 days of tricks and techniques. I hope you're enjoying it. Please give me a tick, talk to me, comment, let me know what you think. Everything is planned now for the month, so I can't sort of say is there anything you'd like to see. But you never know for next year, or you never know for another time if I've got, you know, space enough to be able to do something like this again. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.